Okie dokie. See, okay, I guess when I just stream it. Oh, I need to change my microphone. Now it should sound better. I'm waiting on the stream. Okay. So I guess if I schedule a stream and I hit record or start streaming on OBS, it then gives me a chance to like verify the sound quality before hitting go live. But if I don't have a scheduled stream and I just hit the stream button, then it is gonna go immediately to the stream. So I guess that's what's going on. Well, I'm gonna move this stuff over here. We have IRC open if you would like to join IRC on the Libera.chat. I'm probably not going to stream for very long. Basically waiting for my husband to get home from running errands, and then we're going to go run more errands because we are adults that do adult things like go buy necessities. Okay. So yesterday, I didn't do any extra coding after yesterday. What I was needing to do though is implement collision detection, which means that I'm also going to have to write in a way for the program to know what is the bounding box. I think I'm going to use a bounding box because everything is like a completely different shape. So what I need to do basically is keep track of all the quads and just use like a min-max sort of functionality. And as it's building the structure, figure out, you know, what is the highest quad, or what is the highest vertex. It's not a quad, it's a triangle. What is the lowest vertex, what's the leftmost vertex, what's the rightmost vertex, and then just keep a bounding box based on that. So then, for instance, these would go like this, and from there I can do some collision detection or figure out kind of, I could do like here's the center point, but for something that's rectangular like this, the center point wouldn't be the best. Or just kind of finagle it and figure it out. So I basically need to, I've started already adding a rectangle object to the procedural object. So I have a get bounding box. I have an int rectangle for that, and I have functions to set them because like one of the things I don't really like about the SFML rectangle is that it's left, top, width, and height, and most of the time I want something like x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're just gonna go with this because I don't want to implement another rectangle. I should also probably implement something to draw the bounding box as a part of the debug, just because I don't want to guess all of the time. So we'll do two things. When we're doing draw, it draws that, and then also, so I should probably add something like maybe a config or a global variable or something. Not like a literal global variable, but I have some structures in place to either save the config file or to just send a message, like save a message so that it can be received anywhere. Because that would be kind of the easiest place to do it. Just set it in one spot during setup and then not have to worry about it anymore. So we could do something like debug, and I'll just set that to 1 for now. So this is kind of the default options, and then it loads it in if it finds a debug file or a config file. If I delete that, it should make a new one. And so yes, I know English. and then it goes to that state. So now if I open the config, should see debug is 1. So this is the file format for that. So let's see. We have debug set at 1. I don't fully remember. We have a get function, but I kind of want something that'll get a Boolean, but I guess I have to convert it. Maybe I can add something in here, because it returns a string, but then at the same time though, I can't just overload it like this because the return type isn't enough to differentiate. So I am going to say get, maybe bool get bool. That's all I really need right now, so that's all I'm going to implement. So we will just use the normal get function and then convert it to a Boolean, which I might have something that converts to integers. I'm not sure about I have string to integer at the moment. We'll just use that. Hopefully it won't be really mad about that. And if that isn't successful, yeah, I have a lot of warnings that I'll deal with later. Okay, so we'll just use get bool. So in our object, if config manager get bool for, did I name it lowercase debug or uppercase debug? It's all uppercase, okay. And that means I have to include the config. Let's see, that's under managers. That is my ringtone for my cousin texting me. And I had stuff open. Telling me that eyeglasses are a scam. I already know that it's like a monopoly, but at the same time my eyes are so bad, I'm kind of afraid to buy glasses from other places. I don't know if this will show, and I won't be able to see properly because I can't see anything without my glasses, but that's how thick my lenses are. And these are my new glasses, so it still hurts my nose. But glasses life. Okay, so if we're in debug mode, we're going to display the lines around the character. So we'll have this bounding box. Let me open up some SFML documentation again real quick. My cousin got 2 pairs of glasses for $75. Maybe I'll get an extra pair of glasses. I don't know. Okay, so we need a line strip. So I guess we'll just do well, okay. We need set primitive type lines strip. And then we just add stuff for each of these sections, right? Debug array dot append sf vertex and it can take a color and a position. Okay. So SF vector 2F, and then SF color, let's just make it red. So we'll start at the left and the top. We'll add width, add the height, and then do one without that here, and then return back here, and I think that's all we should need, and then window.draw the debug array. So that's there. We have that. Now it's just a matter of setting up the bounding box. So to test out, let's just start it off with something where I can see it easy. So I don't remember if I have anything currently setting that stuff up. I apparently mistyped something. What's going on here? Get bounding box. What is that supposed to be? What is this empty thing? It'll tell me if there's a function missing. Oh, is that update? Oops. Okay. I do not see anything. Am I overwriting draw? No, not for some of these. Well, I would hope it would be there. We'll test out some other stuff. Let's just set up which of these would be easiest. The rock house is usually pretty simple, maybe? I don't know. So we'll have to figure out what the bounding box is going to be based on this. So let me think, because we have an X and Y, and I think everything is minus the amount. I could potentially also set this so that if value is less than bounding box dot left, that way it just saves my butt in case I accidentally like pass in something that is not the max. So not the min or the max, I guess. We'll do int or float width is these things, and then just do set width with that width. Reuse as much code as possible. Okay, so we have those. Let's, because I don't remember what radius versus halvesies is the radius times square root of 2 over 2. So let's set left. I should just have something in here that you use a function to add a vertex and then it automatically does this for me, so I don't have to do it manually. That might be something I do after I make sure that it's working. So let's just set this to the minus radius one. So we'll do this one. top, y minus radius divided by 2, I think. Set right, nope, set width. Well, I can pass in the left and the right, so we'll just do this. And the right side, which will just be... Okay. Set height. We'll copy this over for the top. And bottom. We'll just see if this works out. So this is that's actually the shadow. Shoot, I was not reading my comments. I think this is the actual cave, isn't it? Well, let's see if anything displays. Well, there's a rectangle, but it's not at the right position. Okay. Why? Because I'm setting a position, that should be part of the center. So it should have the right XY coordinates. I'm gonna update this, but we'll see. E is supposed to be the rightmost. And A is on bottom. And C and D. Why is it at all the way up there? I don't even see the corner. Hopefully the debugger works okay today. So I also want to look at the M bounding box values as we go. Okay, it's not updating left and top. Let's double check these functions. Set top. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem if like it defaults to 0, 0. How much of a kludgy workaround do I want for this? Because I do... I could just kind of test it out for now, and I know I'm gonna go back and add another function to add the vertices. Okay, nope. Okay, we're just gonna set these to -1s to start with. And then if index, or not index, m bounding box dot left is equal to -1, or the value is better, there we go. There's some bounding boxes. Yay, bounding boxes. Cool. So, yeah, this is the thing about writing programs, writing games in C++. Like, okay, now the next thing I want to do is just add a function that is an interface for adding these vertices. So I don't have to manually set bounding boxes. So then it's just a matter of moving some data over, refactoring some code. Not the most exciting stuff. I forgot to start playing music, so I've just been doing nothing. So we're gonna... How do I tell Spotify to stop being annoying? Annoying. It is so annoying. Okay. I'm gonna continue playing the Divinity Original Sin 2 soundtrack on my side, but the desktop audio is muted, so you can't hear it. So if you want to have a music with the stream, you play your own music. You figure out your own soundtrack. So, okay. Let's add a function here. I guess I can go ahead and also make a commit real quick. Bounding box support and debug draw for procedural objects. Okay. So when we add a new vertex, usually I'm passing in a color, I just need some sort of middleman. So add vertex int index for the array index position and color. So then in procedural object, we'll just throw that down here. And basically do m vertex arrays at array index dot append. This might cause problems with my system for linking things together, so that's good. Which, let me open up something up that animates, because I have a vertex connections object as well. And to do that, I have to get the last index of a thing. So I'm going to end up breaking my animation. I guess. I don't know. Maybe not, because it is going to append it to the thing, and it should be about the same. Okay, so pass in the position and the color. Now, check if this is min max position for bounding box. So I guess I can just say set. Do I just want to say set left, set top, set width, set height for everything, and then it'll like reject it if it's not good enough, basically? I feel like I can make it a more concise thing. See, this is why I hate the width and height of it. I want it to be X and Y positions. And I can do that math backwards, but it would just be simpler to just have X and Y positions for each of the top left and the bottom right. But we'll add this down here too. So basically, if I mean, I don't have to do the test multiple times, right? I guess for now I'll just do it this way. We'll see if this works. Sometimes, like, my brain comes up with a calculation and I'm not completely sold on if it works or not. And then I just have to run it. So I'm not seeing, well, I'm not calling it anywhere else, so I'm not calling it anywhere yet, so we'll do that here. We'll do add vertex 0, node 2, color, node 3, and bottom, and we will get rid of these. What else? This one just recurses, so... Oh yeah, look at that! They got bounding boxes! Okay, cool. We are gonna just update all these things now. Isn't that exciting? Okay. Add vertex. We'll just... I feel like if I had this open in Genie, I could do this a little faster. Let me open up the game objects. This is Rock House. So for instance, I could do add vertex 0 position and then get rid of these. I like rectangle select. I don't think Code Blocks has rectangle select, so I think I might have just accidentally overwritten that. Of course, now the shadow is going to be counted, and I don't really want the shadow to be counted as part of the bounding box, so that's another thing. Actually, I'm going to erase this. Never mind. But we're going to come down here and change this one. So this is layer 1, so add vertex 1, position, and then color. Don't want that now. The door shouldn't really matter. We'll see if this updates. Why did I hit rebuild? Okay, that still looks okay. So let's just check out these other objects. We'll figure out as we're going through. So water reflection, do not need bounding box. Don't need bounding box for those. West, house, update that to here. Add vertex 1. Oops, well, no, that should be fine. Aren't using south and north. I haven't placed any rocks down, but we are going to need some rocks. So add vertex 0, that and that. Jellyfish. Yes, we will need a bounding box for this. And I guess, okay, I was just thinking ahead. Never mind. forgot. 0. So, got those. And tentacles. So, run that. Okay, I'm not seeing it on my cephalopods. Oh, that's the jellyfish. Okay, well, we'll see that whenever I end up building that. The geyser, I guess you would run into it. I'm going to move this for a moment so I can do this. Oops. Add vertex. That's not needed right there. Rocks, outside triangles. I will have to add some animation to the geyser as well. At the moment, it's just like, it looks like a lake in the middle of the thing. Okay, we'll do same thing. Just refactoring everywhere. Now I'm hungry and I don't know what to eat. I don't like making food, but maybe I'll just make scrambled eggs later. Yeah. I'm not a fan of cooking for myself, so that's usually a problem with keeping myself fed. Okay. So that's the shadow, don't need that. The body is on layer 1. Oops. The eyes don't really matter. Tentacles do. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Oops. Okay. Well, the tentacles are, as they animate, it's going to go outside. So then the animating will need to be updated as well, unless we just want to keep the bounding box always the same. But I don't see why we would. So let's go into here where it's animating. It's updating these. So I guess we'll just say update bounding box. M vertex arrays key index dot position. Why is that not updating? Well, that's the wrong thing. So I guess if we're doing that, we can just make a blanket update. So want to change the bounding box left X amount, bounding box dot top Y amount. But then its width could also change. We'll do this one step at a time. Let's just do this. Well, no, we don't want that exactly the same. Going back. Okay. We'll have to do a do we have to do a check? It's already... Yes, because it's being reset if it needs to. I could rewrite this in a different way. I'm gonna rewrite this. What's going on over here? What is this? Okay. So what I'm gonna do instead is we'll say if this plus the X amount, let's say, I like to make more variables to make it super clear to me what's going on. Min X is that. If updated X is, let's just say, if min X is less than or equal to updated X and updated X is less than or equal to max X, then we can move the X. If min Y then we can do the things, and we don't need to bind them this way. But we'll need to do this up here. Okay. I think we could just do this way and be okay with those positions. Well, that's not... What's going on? Well, we don't necessarily... Okay. Everything moves. We don't want the bounding box to move every time. This is harder than I thought. Since every part moves, we don't want to just move the bounding box every time it moves, but we do want to update the bounding box. However, what if it animates smaller than it was before? Then the bounding box isn't going to update because it is at its largest amount. And likewise, if it animates to bigger and then smaller again, then the bounding box will just grow and then not shrink again. So that's its own logic thing to figure out. And I'm not going to bother with it right now. But we have bounding boxes, and I can at least work with this in other regards. Okay, why is my player... do I have a different draw? It draws the object. My player contains a cephalopod. And when that happens, it should still draw its bounding box. Oh, well, also the player can move around, so that's gonna affect that. So I have a move. In this case, I think I can just add on to it because I'm literally just moving the entire box. Okay, there we go. Oh, that... Oh, I'm not doing... Why is my diagonal not working right? It should be doing diagonal. Because I have a movement amount set for that. What if I commented this out and just didn't have that fixed? But I'm passing in the movement amount. I'm passing in how much you should move it by. I'm confused. I could, for the time being, as another workaround, only make it so you can do up, down, left, and right, and not vertical movement. So we could just kind of work with that for now, and then I can put a bug in the issue list of for some reason the bounding box not following you when you're moving at the square root of 2 over 2 speed. I'm going to just put it on my bulleted list here. And you know what? That's actually a good stopping point because my husband just got home. But now I also need to eat food. Well, there's some bounding boxes. That's what I did today. I closed that. And I will get going. So, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time. I'm just like trying to figure out when to hit stop stream based on what is streamed so far.